Welcome back, everyone, to the Nikki and Brie show. And hello, Nikki.
Hello, Brie.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Uh-oh.
No, I am. It's, as everyone knows, when your child's sick, it's just, days are a little different, a little more tired. You're up through the night. So, but he's getting better today. So, when you hit that day 3 of antibiotic, it's like,
You feel good.
yeah, the poor baby has another ear infection. I think we're going to have to do tubes in one of his ears.
Ugh.
That's what the doctor said.
It's always I think scary for a parent to get their kids tubes, but they always say it's such great relief for a child.
And it's just been even for me, when I spoke to the doctor, it's like, okay, I don't want my son on antibiotics this much in a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That can't be good.
No. So I think tubes will be the way to go. But mommy's just tired, but I am good though. The day is beautiful. Spring is here.
Yeah.
I feel blessed and grateful. I get to sit on a couch with you and chat with you. You're glowing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing great.
Well, and I'm shocked I'm glowing because last night I had a family sandwich in the middle of the night.
Don't you every night?
A lot. It was Brian, Buddy, Penelope, and then Winston. I'm not kidding.
And Bird was just in her room reading books through the night.
You guys. So I have to tell you this about Birdie. So Brian heard a noise and he's like, what's that noise? It's 9 p.m. Goes in. Birdie's reading a book. So she pretended she went to sleep and then turned the light back on and read. And she was like, I'm sorry, Dad. I just need to know what happens next. If she's watching a Game of Thrones episode or something.
Hey, books can be that way.
I mean, it's about
I was
dragons,
obsessed with Goosebumps. I mean.
Well, and this is like a girl and her dragon.
The Wolf of Fever Swamp or whichever the one. I couldn't put it down as a child.
So guess what she did this morning?
What?
Brian's like, is Birdie awake?
I love it.
You guys, it's 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Reading in her bed.
She's amazing. What an old soul.
But 4:30.
Oh, wait, 4:30.
She woke up at 4:30 a.m. to read.
Oh my gosh.
That's not like Bird. Bird sleeps till 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Do I take her books out of her room? I
know it's so hard because all we want is our children to read.
I know you can't get mad about it.
I want Matteo to be that way. I want to be like, oh, you guys aren't even going to believe it. He was reading again at 4:30. I hope for that.
She is on book 8.
Wow.
Brian just bought her these series.
Oh, I love it. I mean, she's so like her daddy.
And this morning, I came out crooked because how I slept all night. I'm like, no wonder I have shoulder. I feel
my back. We got to get into New York because so much.
I know. Well, and this is my thing is
shits, vomit, blown out backs. New York was wild.
New York. The last week's been wild for my body. Every morning I wake up and I go, What's going on?
Let's take them back.
What's going on?
So before we leave for New York, I come pick up Brie, and her and Brian did a dinner before, and she's already, complaining of diarrhea.
Well, no, my stomach was hurting really bad.
But I already had diarrhea once.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You had it at the restaurant. You told me this.
I didn't go to the bathroom at the restaurant.
Oh, well, when you got in the car, you go, I've already had diarrhea once.
Oh, maybe I had it when I came home.
Okay. So then that was the beginning. And I was like, oh gosh, okay. Hope you're going to be okay. So we get to New York. Poor Brie can't stop. Mm-mm. And I'm like, oh gosh, we got a live show.
But then decided to eat sushi.
But then she decided to eat sushi because, if you have diarrhea, why not? Sushi you feel like is the safest.
Which then made me not only have diarrhea, I started throwing up.
Yeah. So then both start to hit her. And I'm like, oh, shit. We were thinking food poisoning. We're trying to get electrolytes in her, but then
nothing would stay.
And we're in New York to do Kristen Cavallari's live show. And so the next day she won't stop. But then the next morning.
Well, this is the thing. I didn't know, honestly, I was going to get on stage.
She didn't know. And I felt so bad for her. But when we wake up that morning, then I can't get out of bed. Legit, when I tell you I could not physically sit up. So Brie would help me sit me up. And then the pain almost made me want to cry because it felt like my lungs were being suffocated. And then she'd have to set me back down. And I'm like, Brie, what do? I can't get out of bed. I can't sit up. What happened to my back? So finally she gets me up. We get someone to the hotel because I could barely move. So we get someone to the hotel to work on my back, which they were like, your body's so out of whack. You're lopsided. There's this, there's that. So we get it to where like I'm manageable, but I'm still in a lot of pain between my shoulders. I mean,
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Like,
I'm like, we could have so much fun right now and we can't.
Yeah. And then our poor manager, because he's with us a lot, he's like, I kind of felt like every time I'm around you, I have diarrhea. I'm like,
I feel like every time I'm around you, that you have diarrhea so much.
So long story short, what I ended up finding out is I think I got some test results back. And I'm going to say this word wrong because no one ever corrected me as a child.
Just think of the R first, R before the C.
Mercury poisoning.
There you go.
Thank you. So yeah, I think.
Okay. And then listen to this, because how she got after sushi, what did Dodo say to you?
What Dodo was seeing on Twitter about the...
No. I go to Brie and I go, Brie, I feel like maybe you have a lot of mercury in your body.
Right.
I just felt that.
Like you didn't say it right there.
Well, whatever. Who cares? We don't say mercury right. So I felt it. Like
you actually
maybe
did say
I
it.
did say it because I was like thinking back, like every time Brie gets sick, it's after fish. Like every single time. And usually when we go out, we mainly get fish.
Yeah,
we're big
my
sushi
diet's
lovers,
mainly
or we
pescatarian.
we like to go get champagne and oysters, whatever it may be. I mean, right?
So I'm screwed.
She's screwed. Well, she knows it. She's detoxing it, which I was like, thank goodness you decided to get tested, because you know when you'll hear of like that person died of mercury poisoning and they were the healthiest person ever. I go, Brie, you could have been one of those people.
I know. Well, and then listen. So then I'm in Phoenix. And my mom takes my cousin and I, drops off at this dinner after I did this wine festival. And I was meeting my best friend, her husband, and my mom like looks at me and goes, do not eat fish for dinner. And I'm like, I won't. But then a dish comes and there's crab on it. And I'm like, ooh, that crab looks good. And I'm like, well, 2 little pieces. What's that going to do? I'm not kidding. My chest and my throat got bright red. And I was like getting itchy in the throat. And I'm like, when do you take yourself to the hospital? And my best friend's husband was like, well, not when you stop breathing. Like, should we go? And I'm like, I think I'm fine. And I kind of like breathed through it. I was mentally telling myself, don't fall into this. You're good. You're good. But I had to leave. And I took a Benadryl and I was fine. So, but this is the thing is like, it wasn't on my food sensitivity test. So I just think maybe I've overdone it.
And I told you that because... But you're not a beef eater, or the only like meat you do is poultry. When we go out to eat, you consume a lot of fish. Like where I might choose to get a steak or meatballs or something like that, you always have the fish dish. Even if it's for lunch, when we go get a salad, you always choose salmon. And this has been you for a while. So that's why I thought of it, because I'm like, she always eats fish.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful. And look at prime example. And then this is the craziest.
Oh no.
Lead's up there in her things that aren't right. So I was at Whole Foods yesterday trying to find a really good protein powder. No, but wait, just let me talk, because it's good to make people aware. So one of the proteins that I wanted, it said a lot of things that came up were about Proposition 60 something. And I'm like, what is this? Well, there's lead. So in some protein powders, it's impossible to get all lead out. So this one brand, even though it was really healthy, this is a proposition they have to put on their label. So then I wanted to find the ones that weren't. So I found a good one. I mean, I felt like I was in that aisle forever because I was like Googling all this stuff. And then it hit me. Brie eats protein bars. So I text her and I go, what protein bars do you eat?
But it wasn't in Brian's levels, and he eats way more than me.
Right, but your guys' bodies are different in however you digest.
I think the lead and the aluminum that was found heavy dose in me is from something else. But.
Okay, well, and it could be that. But it was crazy when I did Google that brand, how they have that proposition on there. They tend to get lead. And like, look, it could be low, but it's just good to be aware.
No, I'm not going to eat it
I didn't
anymore.
know now that we have to Google protein powders and bars to make sure that lead isn't getting through it.
So this is what's funny, is that they made all this stuff for convenience for the busy person, especially busy American.
Grabbing an apple is
grabbing and going and all the things.
Yeah.
But none of it's actually convenient, because what it does causes health issues, which makes a huge inconvenience in your life, because now you're paying a lot of money to see doctors to wonder why don't I feel good? Why does this feel off? Why can't I remember anything? Which I saw in my brain scans, like everything hits my place of learning and holding memory. And I'm like, thank you. I know I'm not crazy, which I'm detoxing. Well, I'm going to start. So like
I've been
better.
doing my detox. So I feel like that was probably an increase of my back pain. And I asked my doctor who I'm doing the detox through, because I also did the same scans as Brie, which it's incredible to find out. I mean, obviously, no matter what now in life, like we know we're going to be affected by pollution or maybe pesticides. Or
which
maybe,
thanks everyone. I can't believe pesticides levels in my kids.
And okay, stop. Thanks everyone.
Well, you know who uses it.
Karen. Okay. But also like we can't help, like if we work at a place, right? We don't like think about it. You're not asking, or where your kids go to school. We don't really ask about the paints or how old the school is or if they've been tested. So all these things are just great to know. And we have the ability to detox them out of our body. So I've been doing that, but then all of a sudden it's been a lot of travel and I've been getting my ass kicked. But how good have I been?
Yeah.
I pull out my whole little thing and I do all my droppers and my pills, and I'll be excited when it's done because it's just been a lot, like headache feels and all the things. But it's good to know like what was affecting me, and now I'm getting it out. Just like we're going to get that mercury right out of your body.
Well, and then like I can't wait till I figure out like when can I eat fish again?
Oh gosh. She's like, when can I go back and get sushi?
I love fish. It's been hard for me to think about like all of a sudden, like, what do I want to make for dinner or when I go out? Like, even though I don't go out, but since I found this out, but I was like,
there's so many options. My thing is, what was funny is one of the parasites they found, their first question was, do you like sushi? I was like, I love sushi. And they're like, yeah, this is a parasite that's normally you can get from sushi. And so, which I feel like, I mean, if you're on Instagram Reels, a lot of people are talking about that. And look, we could get parasites out of our body, but you need to know that they're in there. Yeah. So it was interesting. I had 2 different parasites and both of them make so much sense.
Yeah. But I'm good now. If anyone wants to know, pooping good. Everything's good. No. I'm good. The only thing is I come home and it's like, you know, Buddy slept through the night for Brian because mommy wasn't home. Mm-hmm. I come home and then it's like, Brian's like, it's wild. He's just like, wakes up and, you know, the other day it was 4 a.m. Last night, it had to be like 2. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, Mama, cuddle me.
Yeah.
And then everyone had cuddled me last night. I was like, oh my God. I was like squished. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to like bump Brian and like move over and like trying to push Penelope.
This is my thing is, cause Teo, when he's with me, you know, if he'll even wake me up a few times through the night to make sure I'm holding him or I'm still there and all the things. And I love it. Even though it makes me really tired the next day, I'm like, I know it's not going to be much, it's not going to be forever. Hopefully I have a few more years of this because I love sleeping with him. I love cuddling. And I was telling Brie this the other night, Matteo, cause you know, I've been taking care of him. I was sleeping and he woke up. And I'm a light sleeper, so even when he wakes up, like even if my eyes are shut, I'm awake. He gave me a kiss on my forehead and then gave me a kiss on my cheek, and he goes, "I love you so much, Mama." Aww. And I was like, "Oh my God!"
It's amazing when your kids say that. It melts you.
It melts you. It's just the sweetest, and he keeps giving me so many hugs and kisses and just saying the cutest things. Oh, and you know how Bree's kids call me Dodo. So Matteo finally he looked at Buddy on FaceTime yesterday, and he goes, "Dodo," and Buddy goes, "I'm not Dodo, that's Dodo," and points to me. And then Mateo's like, "That's Mommy." But that was like, I think their first conversation of debating over Dodo.
When it was funny because when Betty laughed and he goes, "I'm your cousin."
Yes, like, that's what he said.
Oh my gosh, kids are
they're
funny.
So funny. I
just, girl, you keep doing that.
Because it keeps foaming.
Okay. Just fix it because it's so loud.
Hey, I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. Jeez.
Felt like it.
Okay. Can I say one more story and then we go in the game?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Because since we're in Lent right now on the road to Easter, I have to share one of the stories. So, you know, we're learning with Teo. I have a lot of books right now about the meaning of Easter and Jesus and all the things. And so I've been reading him a few books, and it was cute because one night he was like, "Mommy, what does Jesus eat?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm like, this is a great time to get vegetables. And I was like, Jesus eats meats and vegetables and he loves potatoes. And then he asked me, what does Mother Mary eat? I'm like, oh, Mother Mary loves fish and vegetables. She eats a lot of vegetables and meat, or I think I said potatoes again. And then he goes, well, what does Mary Magdalene eat? And so I was like, I think Mary, vegetables are her favorite. So anyways, going off.
Vegetable it up.
You know what I mean? And then he goes, Mommy, Mother Mary loves candy. So that means I love candy too. And I'm like, okay, now I see where we are going with this. You were hoping I was going to tell you one of them loves candy. And since we pray to them every night, you were going to, make it like it's okay to have candy every day.
I mean, in all fairness, when they get those Easter baskets, there's candy in them.
Yeah.
So I can see where it can be confusing.
Honestly.
Chocolate.
Right. Well, and then one more story. So you know what, this age, like I would say between 3 and 5, when you start to give them your food, if you break a sandwich or break anything in half, they just are like, oh, why did you cut that or break that? Like even apples. Mateo wants a whole apple now. If I cut it in slices, he's just
my kid's like it slices with cinnamon powder.
Right. But what I'm saying is, how kids are like that. So we're reading a book about Jesus and we're going in and then we get to the part where Jesus broke the bread and Mateo goes, oh, I don't like Jesus. And I go, Mateo, you can't say. He goes, he broke the bread. And I go, well, wait, he broke the bread so he can feed all the starving people. So when he breaks it, he makes so much of this bread. And he goes, he broke the bread. And I'm like, I actually was trying not to laugh because in his mind where he hates right now, everything to be broken and cut. And it was like, he was so into it. And then when I said, he broke the bread. And you know that when you're in church with the gospel part, it just made me laugh so hard. Yeah. All right. We can go into the game. No, it's fun. I love these, like, cause it's Lent. These are fun stories.
Well, Buddy still talks about why I didn't go take him to get his ashes. And, it's so cute to me because, of what he knows about Ash Wednesday, but he had me stop at church the other day to see if the priest would give him ashes. Oh my God. So I was like, you know what? Why not? We got time. Yeah. So we stopped, and when we walked in, the priest was busy doing a baptism, and Buddy wanted to see the baptism, but I'm like, we can't go in there. So we were peeking through the window, even though I'm sure like it's kind of rude, but we're looking.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it was really neat to see. It was a little boy getting baptized, and he was so cute. Even though his cowboy boots were way too big for him, poor thing.
But that is the cutest thing.
He was walking down the aisle like a little penguin, like because how his boots were, and I'm like, oh my God,
love it. I could just imagine it.
Oh, Buddy was like, whoa, look at his boots, and like, but he goes, where's my ashes? And I'm like, we're not getting ashes today, and because I wanted the priest to just tell him, like, and maybe do a little cross on his forehead. But yeah, my kids are on it with Lent this year. But last night I'm in bed and I'm like I got them swimsuits because my Easter basket, I always like to make it things I'm going to already buy them for the summer. Which,
dang, you're getting them more stuff?
No, like sandals, swimsuits, and sunglasses.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a cute idea.
I do it every year.
Now, I was in Birdie, Texas with her. There's a few more things she picked up for their Easter baskets. She's like,
was it?
I can't remember. There's a few things. It was either New York or in wherever you and I have been traveling to.
Yeah.
I swear it was in Birdie at the Q up a chance.
No, I ended up not getting. Well, I ended up getting them each a gift from Birdie.
Oh, I thought you did Easter basket stuff too.
No, I was going to, but I did end up not. But yeah, so like cute. We got them each of that.
Yeah,
got their sunglasses. And Brian's like, "What are you buying right now?" And I was like, "Well, sunglasses and sandals." But I'm like, Brian, they already need it. They don't have sandals right now because Birdie's feet keep growing. She put on her slippers this morning. They don't fit. And I'm like looking at Brian and I'm like, no, we just bought those like 4 months ago. Like, how do they not
make sense?
4 months?
I don't know. For a growing child, right?
I guess. I'm like,
I feel like they always grow a few sizes in a year at this point.
Yeah. I just told her, I go socks. Let's just
especially
do socks
her
for a while.
At her age, think she's getting close where some people can stop. Like, okay, so she's about to be 8. Think some people get their periods between 9 and 12.
That's
now
terrifying.
but think of some of our friends who got it at 9.
Yeah.
Which I feel like she won't, but I don't know.
Right?
So that's why I feel like she's growing so much. Because think of how we looked at in 5th grade.
No, I agree.
We grew fast.
Yeah, so that's the reason. And I did, you guys. Okay, so Williams Sonoma does these personalized Easter eggs, and they're white chocolate.
Mine came in, by the way.
bang it, and then it's jelly beans that pop out. Now, if my kids don't like jelly beans, I'm not too upset because I love them, so I'll eat them.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's their Easter basket. I'm
Cute.
already ready. But
Atta girl.
so, you know.
I know.
This is a fun time. It's a fun time.
It is a fun time of year.
Okay, so I say we play Sister Secrets.
Ooh.
Since it's come to my attention, you have successfully kept things from me. I'm assuming there are probably some more. So we're going to address them here.
More.
Yeah, schmore. I think there's schmore. And, you know, we all see the TikTok trend. We listen and we don't judge, which I felt like we said on Chris and Cavallari's show like 10 times. That's okay.
Well, when you got judging eyes, just kidding.
I love judging sometimes.
We know.
Okay.
Me especially.
So I think this one's actually perfect to ask you. What is something I borrowed from you and ruined and never told you?
Well, what's funny is she never told me, but clearly when you give me Saint Laurent boots back, they're brand new and they're completely ruined and you try to hide it. I knew you did it.
I know.
Brand new, gorgeous, over the knee, this brown leather, brand new Saint Laurent boots. I get them back. And not only are they scuffed on the back, the leather's peeling up.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll take a photo and I will post it on IG.
Okay, so I'm going to say this really quick.
Oh, I'd love to know.
You let me borrow your shoes. I'm obviously walking.
Sorry, I'm a nice sister. No. That was for sure someone got into Brie mode and did not care that she's wearing
I doubt that.
insanely expensive boots.
I don't think so. I think like, what do you
The
expect?
best too is like gives them back, like not going to say anything. And I'm like, seriously? Like I can see what you did to my boots.
Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. Whatever.
Oh, wow.
Whatever. Okay, you asked me one.
Okay. Oh, I'd love to know this. An outfit I told you I loved and I really didn't like.
That you wore and I thought, oh,
Obviously.
gosh, there's been a couple like I've had to just, I feel like I was like, I know she loves it, so I just got to say I love it.
Oh, wow. Like what?
You know, there's a couple. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a blue one.
A blue one?
Yeah, it might be like a turtleneck style something.
I don't think I have a blue turtleneck.
Or there's a turtleneck something. I remember.
Like the brown turtleneck I wear?
Maybe.
Ew, that's such a cute brown turtleneck.
No, that one's cute. There's there's a couple outfits. Yeah.
Is it like the, oh, I might have a blue turtleneck crop.
I don't know. There's something that like I can tell you love. And so I'm just like, I go with it.
Oh, wow. That's
Why? What'd you think? Because you like smirked like you feel like you know something. Like
No, I would be very curious if you're like, okay, so then when that one time I told you I'd like that, I didn't.
I mean, I'm pretty honest with you.
You are pretty honest.
But then I definitely say when you love something and I don't want to like burst your bubble.
Okay. But was it anything recent?
No.
What a bitch.
Oh my gosh, that makes me laugh. Okay. What about a time that maybe I made a decision for both of us without telling you? Is there anything you can think of? Or can I think of?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm sure. Wouldn't put it past you. Vice versa, too.
Gosh, I feel like I definitely put us in some weird situations.
You have. Whether it's wine tasting somewhere or just, no, we should do this. It'll be good. And then I'm like giving you eyes at like an event, like, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
So there's for sure that.
Yeah.
You're usually the queen of it.
I mean,
But you're working on it.
well, it's not that I'm working on it.
I'll look it.
I just feel
Don't
like
judge.
I might think like, oh, this might be, great. Let's give the person the time. And then it's like, we'll stare at each other like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's actually one specifically I could.
Oh, tell me.
No.
You don't want to hurt people's feelings?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
You better tell me after.
Okay. A time I secretly copied something you did but never admitted it. Have you ever
Girl,
copied me?
I've never copied
Come on,
you, but
just admit it.
Never.
Yeah, right. Just kidding.
You know you copied me.
When? What did I copy?
So you think that I would copy you, but you're like, no, when? Like about me?
Yeah.
I feel like life.
You're my identical twin sister. Did not copy your life.
You copied a dinner recipe. Don't lie.
What dinner recipe?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Like I make the cheese rice, you make the broccoli salad.
for family events, but there's more.
But okay.
I don't know.
Stealing
Felt
recipes.
Good. Just felt good to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny to get mad at family members for like
you stole my
stealing,
recipe.
food recipes? People get hot about that, you know?
Well, that's crazy.
I see people getting like little Instagram, Pinterest fights over like stealing recipes.
That's nuts. But I will say, I'd love to
They're like, this person at Blue 42222 like totally copied me. I see it. Wow. I'm like, wow.
That's so weird. Now, if they're selling stuff, I guess I get it.
And I'm going to say this. This is what I feel.
Oh, gosh.
It's okay to copy people.
It's a form of flattery.
And just say thank you.
Right.
Be like, I did copy you. Thank you.
I love it.
And
You're
let's
like,
not get mad at people.
Yeah.
Unless it hurts your business, but I doubt it.
Right.
I doubt it.
Yeah. 100.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
Okay, how about a secret I kept from you that I was definitely not supposed to?
Oh
gosh.
You'd say, you are the queen of, okay.
You too.
You.
Poor Brian will be like, don't tell your sister. And then you always tell me.
I'm not supposed to say anything. Don't tell anyone.
Okay, I for sure do it, but you do it like where, okay, Brian said not to say anything, but, which I love. I'm
He's
like,
going to peek around. I already saw him peek before.
He did peek, actually. I think
What, do you want to get my
to
attention in the middle of a podcast?
I don't know.
Like, what is he going to ask me right now in front of everyone?
Maybe. Okay, you find one for me.
Okay. You know what I realized?
What?
We don't keep any secrets
Brie,
from each other.
I told you, we literally keep no secrets from each other. She used to keep secrets from me when we were younger, like a few of her boyfriends she slept with. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. When she would tell me years later, I'm like, obviously I thought you slept with them, but whatever. The fact that she wouldn't tell me was funny.
It is kind of, but it must be something that you did to me that made me feel like I couldn't tell you.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe you judged. You didn't listen, but you judged.
I would have judged you for the few people you slept with while I was a wild girl.
I don't know. Or maybe I didn't want to be as wild as you, so I didn't want to say it out loud.
I was in a bad place. And by the way, wild, I was still actually very good compared to others, right, Brie? We can't make me sound like a hoe.
But I will be honest, in the beginning of me sleeping with people, I actually didn't, I felt like I didn't tell a lot of people.
I was your twin sister. I mean, we had a Jack and Jill bedroom.
I mean, as in, well, no, like at the dorm.
I know, dorms, yeah.
But I feel like...
Oh, because I was on another floor? You're like,
no, but
I'm
I mean,
not going to tell her.
As in, like, I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, but
I kept it really to myself.
I'm your twin sister.
Maybe I was dealing with something. Maybe I felt ashamed.
Oh, okay. Or let's not get deep right now.
Maybe it was, yeah. I mean, it was probably some deep issues at that time.
Yeah.
I also
have things changed.
I mean, yeah, now, I mean, well,
tell everyone.
I've been
Just
with
kidding.
the same person for 14 years, but even before that, yeah, there was definitely a part where I got over that and then I didn't care.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
but I didn't care. I feel like more it hit like
late 20s. Yeah.
Until Brian.
Yep.
And then and then I've been with Brian ever since.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, but you know what I think too is I was in the relationship with Bear my senior year and then losing him. And then it was like, I waited like maybe 2 years till I started to all of a sudden date, get sexually active. And maybe I think that bothered me. Like I wasn't ready, but I was there and doing it. So I think I felt ashamed from that.
Yeah.
Because it was still at a time, it was still hard for me to let go.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah. So I think that was that.
Totally.
So now there you go. So don't feel it like nanny boo boo didn't want to tell my sister poo poo.
I felt ashamed too, but I think how I coped with feeling but how I coped with it is I just make it a joke to people, but the girl was hurting deep down inside.
For sure.
But I would make it comedy, but inside I was like, fuck, did I really do that? Like,
I know.
So it's okay. We both went through our shit.
Yeah.
We're better people for
it.
It happened. So if you're going through your shit, just know you could get through it. You could either do what I did and make a joke about it, but then get serious with your therapist.
Or you can be like me, master of secrets.
Yeah, master of secrets, and then just tell your therapist.
Cry yourself to sleep.
Well, we were in therapy, which is a good
didn't.
thing.
To be honest, I didn't care. I just didn't want to talk about it. But I was like, whatever.
And I'm over making jokes at brunch. Like, I'm an SNL skit.
Yeah. But you got put in some situations that didn't seem
not
real.
my fault. Yeah,
no, they really weren't.
They really weren't.
But I'll say this, Nikki and I, we tell each other everything. Everything. Like we kind of like at
That's
times,
what power walking's for.
Yeah.
We let it all out.
At times, maybe we should have secrets, but
really,
maybe we tell each other too much.
Well, I'd be really upset if you started to have secrets with me now in our 40s. I'd be like, are you joking me? And then you want to tell me in our 50s. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to I'd rather hear secrets now so we could get through them.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're also,
We're at that
we're not
place,
really doing
yeah.
secrets. Do you know what I mean? Like doing
Yeah.
stuff that need to be secretive.
Yeah. But I did get this.
Oh
No, I'm
gosh.
yeah. I love it. Okay. It looks like you have oh no, you don't have a quote pulled up.
Oh, I don't. Let's
But-
hear it, sister.
You know, I sent you some earlier today.
I haven't even checked my text messages.
You haven't checked mine?
I haven't checked anyone's because that's how chaotic this morning was. Sorry.
Okay. But this is, so I sent you 3 because I was like, you know me. I love them. So I always like, will collect them. And then I was like, just pick one, and you didn't. So we're going to go with this one because I put this quote in my little carousel on Instagram after my New York, Phoenix, and Nicole and I went to Texas 2 trip. And I thought, like, when I saw this, I was like, you know, this kind of hits because I will say I'm in a place in my life. I feel very blessed that the work I do is fun.
Yeah.
I get to meet incredible people, like, you know, being in Phoenix I was at a wine dinner I hosted, and then also doing the wine festival, and met incredible people, always laughing. People just surprise me sometimes, like, of just how they are and the things they have to say. And I'm always like, wow. And wow. And you
Isn't
know,
it fun that wine does that?
it does.
Wine events.
It really does. And, you know, I said this at the wine dinner. I go, the one thing that is kind of lost nowadays is the real in-person connection.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to find that. And it's also hard for people to open up. And not that I'm pushing alcohol. I'm not doing that, or wine. You can do this with anything. But
Coffee.
yeah, but for us, you pop open a bottle of wine and it instantly brings in like connection, conversation. I feel like the nice thing about wine is you can talk about a label, and you can, you know, there's always a good story, and then it just goes from there. And I love that. And I see people, they giggle. I see more strangers connect, and I don't know, it's a vibe. It's fun. And I heard some very great stories that day, met some incredible people. But when I was leaving from really all 3 of my fun adventures and coming back home to San Francisco, I saw this quote and I was like, oh, I really love it. And this is it. Butterfly risings. And I feel like butterflies risings, I quote a lot.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. I would actually love to meet them. Know who's behind it.
Yeah,
Who's
behind
writing it.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast. I want to see you. I want to hear you. But this is it. Why else are we here if not to live with unreasonable passion for things? And I was like, you know, did that confuse you?
No, I just always have to read stuff.
But when I read this, I was like, it's so true. It's like, for me, I have put my passion to everything I've done, from wrestling to the reality show. We had so much fun. So many times we're like, whoa, we get paid to do this,
Yeah,
like live
it's
our
incredible.
lives. And then from there, it was like, you know, podcasting, and then in the wine business, and just being on stage with Kristen Cavallari, and we were laughing so hard at stuff. And then Phoenix, the great time. And I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
like, this is life. And like, if you are living your life without doing anything you're passionate about, you're not living. Like, life is about doing something passionate. And I would, like Nikki and I always say, journal and just be like, okay, I'm going through the motions. I'm in a job I'm not happy with. I'm living a life I don't feel connected to. I would write, what is it? What are you passionate about?
Well, and it's also about doing things in your life and not expecting an outcome, not expecting a paycheck, not expecting more Instagram followers, not having any expectation that this passion can benefit you. It's truly, like your quote, unreasonable passion for things. Go do what you want to do with having no reward at the end. And there is a reward actually at the end. It's happiness, and it's childlike play, and it's fun. And sometimes actually it does bring in things. I mean, you hear that all the time. People are like,
all the
"Wait,
time.
I was just making macaroons in the pandemic, and now I have this shop and it's thriving." So things like that do happen, which is incredible. But I think we need to put that back into our lives and do things not for likes and follows and all of that, or money. We just got to go do it.
Well, and like,
Gotta go do it.
Mom was a little worried at me at the wine festival because I worked straight. I worked the booth 11 to 5.
Yeah.
And I did a speaking, an hour seminar, and a wine tasting thing. And I didn't take a break. I didn't even actually eat because I was having so much fun. I wasn't thinking about it. Now, I didn't drink because I was nervous about my stomach. But I literally, Mom's like, do you need a break? You know, because she was like getting worried. But I was like, no, I'm having fun.
Oh,
Like I'm pouring and I'm laughing and people were cracking me up. And let me tell you, as the day went on and people were really wine tasting, I told everyone, I go,
she FaceTimed me.
well, I FaceTime you because it would be
PJs.
because they had your chair.
No, I know.
I hadn't had a sip of alcohol that day, but I go, I know why they put me at the 4 o'clock slot because I got all the wild ones.
I love it.
They were all in good spirits.
Well, you know, in speaking of Bonita and wine, we announced it yesterday, but we are finally bringing in a sparkling rosé to the Bonita family. So Brie and I, as you know, we've been wanting a sparkling rosé for so long. Everyone has been obsessed with our champagne, our Blanc de Blanc. So we used that same winemaker for our sparkling rosé. She had 3. We tasted 3 of them, and there was one that we were like, this is us. This is it. And so we are bottling it up. First, it's going to our wine club members. And then once our wine club members get to enjoy it for about a month, then we'll make it to the rest of the world. But for all you wine club members, you are all in for a treat in your spring shipment. And now that it's officially spring, it's fun to talk about. And you have to go look at our label. Margot crushes. She always, Brie and I will email her a vision. Like, this is what we're thinking. Do you think you could create it? And she always nails it. And this one, it's probably one of my favorite labels.
My favorite ever.
Yes.
I mean, you know me with flowers.
I know. It's so beautiful. And imagine how it's going to look with the sparkling rosé behind it, that light pink. And it's going to be big. I can't wait. And I'm already like imagining the cans.
Oh yeah.
So
look at you, girl.
I know. Look at us. All right, everyone. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you all had an incredible week and you'll have an incredible weekend. It's officially spring, so go smell some flowers, protect the bees. What else, Brie?
Yeah, I don't know. It's freezing here. It doesn't feel like spring yet.
All right, we get little pops of it, but make sure to look for our videos on the Nikki and Brie Show's IG page, TikTok, Facebook. We are now on YouTube. Make sure to watch our shows on YouTube. Yes. And you can always check us out on Sirius XM Stars 109. Also, we always love when you like, share, subscribe, all the things. So, yes.
There you go, baby.
There we go, baby. So, until next time, enjoy your weekend.
Mwah.
Mwah. Love you guys.